I just want to snatch all the color from your fingertips and wear it like lipstick. The first time Josie said that to me was, coincidentally, the first time we spent the night together. Hearing that was a bit jarring, but not completely unexpected. You see, Josie has this weird fixation with the color pink. Her room is drenched in it. Pink walls, pink plushies, pink nail clippers. You name it, she's got it in one shade of pink or another. Honestly, I tried to brush her odd sentiment aside. Nothing more than a wacky little fantasy, right? I mean, who doesn't have one of those every once in a while? I wanted to look past it. I really did. But I had to know. You'd never actually do anything like that, would you? I replied, unsure if I wanted an answer. Who, me? No, never. Not a chance. Just a fleeting thought. Josie giggled awkwardly, her cheeks flushing with color. I eyed her for a moment, before settling back into the sheets. Okay, I'm worn out. Let's go to sleep. The next weekend, we decided to spend the night at her place. I'd been to Josie's apartment a handful of times before, but I'd never stayed in her room for too long. Up until that point, I hadn't realized the full weight of Josie's obsession. Pink carpet, a pink ceiling fan. Hell, even her Q-tips were bubblegum colored. The whole thing was a bit unnerving, but I decided to ignore the red flags blaring in my head. I shouldn't have been so naive. They were lying in her bed, cuddling beneath her pink fluffy blankets, when she said it. In a meek, dreary voice, Josie whispered, "I want to tear off your lips and jam them into my mouth." My eyes grew wide, and my heart nearly stopped. What did you say? I was met with soft snores. Josie must have been talking in her sleep. I wasn't sure whether to be relieved or disturbed. Either way, I opted to shove my concerns to the back of my mind and drift off myself. I blinked, trying to brush the sleep from my vision. I felt numb, paralyzed, like I was in a dream. Once my eyes finally adjusted, I hoped I was in some twisted nightmare. Josie stood at my side. Her eyes were closed, and a low, satisfied hum emitted from her chest like a purring cat. I tried to scream, to run, to move any part of my body, but I was completely immobilized. I instantly regretted ever dating Josie in the first place. My girlfriend wore bloody, dripping intestines around her neck like a scarf. She tenderly rubbed the pink, slimy mass snaking from the gaping hole in my abdomen. She suddenly opened her eyes, and our gazes locked. "You're awake. I'm glad you get to experience this with me. Your color, it's so intoxicating." Josie smiled at me, before running her tongue across the surface of my pulsating organs. My heart felt as if it was about to explode. I was forced to watch as she placed the fleshy tube of meat into her mouth and suckled the juices oozing off of it. "You taste incredible," she murmured, the foul liquid dribbling down her chin. I couldn't take any more. It was all too much to bear. The last thing I remember is the sparkle of pure joy in Josie's eyes. Before my vision faded to black, I bolted upright, desperately gasping for air. What the hell was that? I glanced from side to side, surveying my surroundings. It was morning, and I was sitting alone in Josie's bed. There was no sign of any kind of mess from the previous night. Was it all a dream? It had to be. There was no way any of that was real. I had nearly convinced myself. I was preparing to lie back down and wait for Josie to return from wherever she'd gone, but I couldn't help it. My curiosity won out. I lifted up my shirt and gazed down at my abdomen. My heart instantly dropped into my stomach. Stitches had been roughly sewn into my skin, loosely binding a festering wound that secreted yellow, coagulated pus. My head began to spin, and my eyesight grew hazy around the edges. How was this happening? Why didn't I feel any pain? All I knew was that I had to get out of there. I snatched my phone, desperate to make my escape. My blood ran cold when my eyes fell onto a text message at the bottom of the screen. "Hey babe, last night was so much fun. I'm really starting to fall for you. I can't wait to get back from my meeting with my parole officer so I can tell you what I have planned for us this evening.